Everyone watches women's sports. Everyone
watches
Everyone.
women's sports.
Everyone watches women's sports.
3, 2, 1, yeah!
Everyone watches women's sports. The podcast.
Alrighty, folks, we're back. This is episode 8 of Everyone Watches Women's Sports, the podcast. I'm your host. I always forget to say that I'm Taylor J, but I think you guys already know that. And I am here with the Opinionated Michael J, co-host of East Meets West podcast.
It's a tongue twister.
And co-host of Sixth Pod of the Year. Hello. Yeah. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. We have an unrivaled episode planned, but some big happenings occurred yesterday. So before we get into unrivaled, I want to get your take on the big trade in the NBA. As we know, for people who may not know, I can't imagine anybody that doesn't know. But for those who don't know, Kelsey Plum is going to the Los Angeles Sparks. Jewel Lloyd,
I can't believe this,
is going to the Las Vegas Aces. Seattle gets the number 2 pick from LA. And yeah, what are your thoughts? This is a big one.
Yeah. Well, initially I heard, people talking about it, and I'm just like, the Aces are not moving Kelsey Plum. Like, why would they do that? You know what I mean? Like, you lose a bit of continuity by letting her go. You lose a bit of your offensive flow, because then my mind instantly goes to Jewel Lloyd and the things that I've said about her, like when she last played with Breanna Stewart and Sue Bird. She's kind of up and down. Then now she had NECA and Skylar, and she's kind of up and down. So you're going to put her with Aja and Jackie and, you know what I mean, and Chelsea over there. Like, is that going to work? Her game doesn't necessarily flow the same. But my initial thought is, wow. Like, it blew me back. It had me just trying to think of the scenarios. And I just say the Storm and Sparks are the winners. I think the Aces took a step back with this move.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think someone said it best on the timeline. Unfortunately, the Aces got worse with this move. And obviously the objective there was to get better. I don't know what their plans are for the off season. There's been rumblings of potentially Alicia Gray coming to the Aces. There's been rumblings of potentially Kia Stokes getting traded for someone somewhere out there. So who knows really where the chips are going to fall with Las Vegas. But I think this, unfortunately, this by itself doesn't make them better, unfortunately. Right. But I am kind of excited to see Kelsey Plum in LA.
In LA, yeah. She fits.
That's going to be a good group of folks. All of the rookies, obviously we learned just a couple days ago before this trade was announced, like LA was like, absolutely not. We are not giving up the rookies. And so that's kind of where everything landed with that. Hard boundary on LA's part, which I totally agree with. Like they got Brink and Jackson for a reason. That is going to be the future of their franchise. So I'm curious to see how that number 2 pick plays out for Seattle. Obviously, everybody is stuck on Olivia Miles out of Notre Dame right now, but do you think that Seattle does anything else with that number 2 pick? Do you think they go for the obvious?
If because NECA can still walk, can't she?
Yep.
So it might not be Olivia. It might be Kiki Riaffin if NECA leaves. And I'll just, let Skylar run the show for the last year that she's under contract and go from there, I guess.
Yes.
Play Nika Mule finally in your life.
Make sure her visa is solid so she can get some minutes.
Yeah. But and then who else is there? I guess Ezzy takes over from that point. Really, it'll be Ezzy's team, and she's capable. So
yes, and she has been just on an upward tilt for Seattle. So her game is just getting better and better. I love Ezzy McGregor.
Me too.
But Yeah, that's a huge move. It kind of like sets the dominoes in motions, as everyone has been saying, for the big old trade machine. We've seen,
Yeah.
I think Kelsey was one of like 6 players we watched get core designation from their team, and obviously, Las Vegas did what they did with that. So I think
Right.
that was an interesting choice. But I don't know if that trade had any effect on Jules' injury for
Right.
Unrivaled. Because someone did say, I don't know if you caught this on the timeline, but someone did say that they were at Unrivaled close enough to the bench where they were like, Jewel, why aren't you playing? And she was like, I'm hurt, winky face.
So she gave it away.
Yeah, so
I'm
like
hurt.
I said, I don't know if that particular sit has anything to do with that, or if she really was battling something. You know how that goes in the trade world, where players are like, oh no, something big's gonna happen, I need to sit my ass down because I got a physical coming up.
Yeah, and they will hold you out too. Your agents, I don't know who does it, the agents or the team,
It's
but you
both.
get held out. Yeah,
It's both, because the team is like, well, you can't do anything until you pass this physical, and we need you to stay out of everything so that you can pass the physical. Otherwise, this trade ain't gonna go through. So
right.
and everybody
That's
wants
funny.
their money in that situation. So
Yeah, or to break the whole deal down, you get hurt. Go out
yeah,
there and roll the ankle. It's like, now we can't have you for the first 10 games. We're okay. We're fine.
exactly. So back to our original point of the episode, Unrivaled.
Okay.
What a beast. Let's take it from the top, like talking everything from the rollout, the advertising, the way they announced all the players. What are your thoughts on all of that? Did they nail it? Can they do better? What do you think?
I would say they nailed it. Like the WNBA probably until probably last season didn't really have such a hard oh, here's our debut, here we come, until they did the whole welcome to the W thing. And then it was like, they
Right.
got the lady walking through the hall all nice and graciously, and then the players are going at it and like little different scenes and whatnot. That was nice. But for Unrivaled, this was like the best I've seen for real. Like
Yes.
they let the ladies just be themselves, and before they even came forward with everything, like had the debut. And then in the debut, we got like some Skylar, showing up and making it kind of nasty, kind of competitive. Yeah, the hootie hoos, the all the stuff that they were talking about, because they're in Miami, so they talk about wine and all of that. Like Lisa Leslie going in about everything, but then as far as the sponsors, like their sponsors list is crazy, and it's
Crazy.
just like what do they do? Like double the teams, and then suddenly the WNBA is in trouble. You know what I mean? Like that simple.
Yeah, and I
'Cause
honestly don't think that they're done announcing the sponsors yet, because we still have to see the one-on-one tournament. And so I have a feeling
oh
there
yeah,
may be at least one or two other sponsors for the one-on-one tournament in some capacity, whether money,
yeah,
awards, or what have you. But yeah, I totally agree with you. I think they freaking nailed it.
yeah,
The one thing I wish they would have done a little differently, doesn't necessarily mean it was bad, but the way that they kind of announced that the players were coming on social media, it was like,
yeah,
okay, you don't need
yeah.
to tell us that an announcement is coming, just post the clue. Like,
Right,
we'll get it. So
right,
it's like, you don't have to like post that there's going to be a clue coming and then post the clue. Like, just post
right.
the clue.
And then
So
let us figure it out, because we were
yeah,
going in with
but I am
it.
also
Yeah,
loving the individual teams' social media. I don't
yeah,
know if they have individual people running that, or if it's like a group of people on behalf of the league that are running each individual teams. But I'm loving the jokes and the takes that the admins are getting off from
yeah,
the team accounts. It's been hilarious.
yeah. It
Um,
has.
it's so much bubble vibes as far as like all the players getting content together and stuff like
Mhm.
that. I've been loving the Alicia and the Rhine taste tests. Those
Yeah.
have been my favorite, and obviously the cooking with Mabry.
Oh my God.
That has been, so I just think all of it has been so great, and kudos, props to Fee and Stewie and their whole,
Yeah,
marketing
they
crew.
did great with this.
insane.
Really good.
TV
In a
deal.
short time.
The TV deal. I can't even believe we haven't mentioned the TV deal, but the TNT TV deal has been insane.
Yeah.
I have been watching on HBO Max, but they've got TNT, they've got True TV,
True.
and HBO Max. So there's 3 different platforms, I guess, that we can watch on. So that's been insane for access.
Yes, it has. One more, and then they'll run the table. Like if they can get like on Peacock or something, maybe Hulu. Well, Hulu has HBO connected to it, so
if they could get Peacock or even ESPN Plus would be.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just put them all on ESPN Plus, and then I know ESPN would love that bag. So.
Oh yeah, that'll bring such a bigger bag just to Unrivaled in general. We probably see expansion from that point.
Yes,
like, quick and more sponsors.
Totally. Yeah, and I love the idea of getting more teams in just a couple of years. So all of it is going. But the games. Let's talk about the real shit.
Man,
what do you think? Who's been some of your favorites so far? And
well, we know the laces. The laces are the best.
Yes.
Fortunately, they have everybody in the world. So I mean. And then they seem like they have the best versatility throughout the roster. You know what I mean? Whereas like a team like or what's the runner up? Is it the Vinyl for me or is it? Well, I mean, no, not the Vinyl. What's the? Let me get the list again because
You thinking Rose with Angel?
I picked the Rose, or I picked the Mist to actually be good because of Rakia Jackson. But oh, good Lord, Heavenly Father, please forgive me for my choices. Hold on, let me get back to these notes because hold on.
Lunar Owls is probably who you're thinking.
Yes, the Lunar. Man, that's a cheat code.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know how I forgot the name. I should have just said the Owls, but having Fee on the same team with Courtney and and then no, that's not fair. They run the table. They're smooth. I think they started off the smoothest of all the teams. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And then who did they play first? Like the Phantom, I think it was. So it didn't really. It's not like it was a big deal. But yeah, they have the most roster versatility, I think, of all the teams. And then the Laces. But they don't even have Jackie right now yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like when Jackie gets there, you got what you got going on, and then you got that extra other spark too, and you already like doing this great. So I don't know. They might be the champion unless Fee can, figure something out. But Kayla McBride looking like a whole nother player out here. I don't know. Maybe she can run the team by herself.
She said,
at some point.
She said, my nickname is McBuckets. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Because she been going crazy. I'm like, what? Who is this? You know what I mean? Because I see a lot of sets that they run in Minnesota, and they run her off of some screens sometimes, and sometimes she's just popping out and catching and shooting. But to see her kind of do it off the dribble the way she's doing it is scary, because if she carries that into the next season with them, they should probably win the championship.
Yeah, it's been really fun, I think, to watch some of these teams with the players that played together on teams in the W, and how they've been able to get that advantage in their Unrivaled teams has been really fun, because obviously they are just clicking on just a little bit different level than the teams that have players that haven't played together yet or haven't played together in a while, like the Phantom, where we have Sabrina and Satu. It's obviously been 5 years now since they've played together.
Yeah. It's a long time.
It takes a minute to get your rhythm back.
Yeah, especially like for them, I would say that they've got to figure out if Satu is not shooting the way that she did the other day. I want to say from Friday, I believe that was. Then they have an issue. You know what I mean? She has to almost kind of play like Arike in a sense, and just pull, because she was just pulling and making them, but her and BG don't fit on the court together unless BG's gonna pop out and then let Satu have room, because they kind of clog each other up in the areas that they like to operate, and I don't think it works.
Yeah, and from the rumors that I've seen on the timeline of people who are there at the arena, it sounds like BG is not interested in running plays currently.
Yeah, really? Oh, so it's not gonna work. She got to come off the bench then.
So yeah, I think somebody said on the timeline, if I remember correctly, that the coach was like, yeah, well, if we run the plays and looked directly at BG.
Oh, who's the Phantom coach? I forgot.
I can't remember.
It's
You'd have to pull it up.
okay.
You'd have to pull it up for me, but yeah,
Okay.
it's just been really fun watching because the arena is so close quarters. It's so
Yeah.
intimate that the fans literally can hear in real time
Everything.
what they're saying in the huddles, on the court, everything. So yeah, like I said, it's Wubble vibes, but with the crowd allowed to be there. So
Right.
it's been really fun. But I agree with you about the Laces. I personally think that the Lunar Owls are going to take the championship. I think that
Fee going crazy.
I think Fee is going to be the MVP of her own league.
Okay, that's crazy. That's cheating.
That's what it is. It is cheating. I totally agree.
It's like cheating.
But why else make a basketball league if you're not going to run it?
I mean, yeah. And win the inaugural season, and then what? Chill out after that.
Yeah. But you mentioned Mist. And I want to talk about them because they're good on paper, but somehow they're 0-3. So what's going on there?
Well, I think like what's the game where who was cooking? Who did they play more recently? And was it Satu? Was that the game that they lost to Satu and the Phantom?
I believe so. They just lost. Just lost to the Phantom over the weekend.
The unfair part about it was you needed Brianna to be on Satu in that game. But then, I guess that's the one game where her and BG made sense together because then you have to choose. Are you going to let BG just, here, I'm at the rim, here you go. You just drop it in like here with a smaller defender, or are you going to stop Satu? And then with it being threes, that still gives them more room to operate when they do come off screens and make certain plays, or because that's what Satu was doing. She was coming off a few screens and just doing step backs, and you needed Brianna on her in that situation. But I just think I don't know, maybe I think they need another point guard, but the point guard would be Brianna. You know what I mean? Because when Sloot goes out, then what? Because Jewel's not a point guard. You know what I mean? At all. And
I mean, if Stewie can play 5 positions, you gotta let her move around, I think, and see where she fits the best, because it's 3 versus 3. It's not 5 on 5.
Right.
You have to stretch the floor a little bit more.
Yeah.
And also you can't blitz as much. Otherwise, you're giving up a complete whole section of the floor. So when you have a shooter, you have to have an equally matched defender on a shooter.
Right. I agree. I really do.
Yeah, 3 versus 3 is a whole nother beast. It's been so fun.
It has. And it's been exciting because they are being real competitive about it too. You know what I mean? Like, they taking it serious. You could tell they're not out there just, we're having all-star games every day. No, they actually taking it serious. And
they're competing for sure. And that we unfortunately saw that collision with Ryan Howard and Alyssa Thomas. It's like that is an indication, unfortunately, of how seriously they're taking it when they're willing to get hurt for plays and stuff like that. Obviously, we don't want to see that. Hope AT is okay, but it's just a testament to how hard they're out there working it. So it's just been insane. And Rose BC, I was bummed because they came out strong, but now they've dropped the last 2 games they played. So
they're not. I don't know.
It's an odd team.
It's a very odd team, and I just mentioned them the other day, and I was just saying that they have to pretty much throw away their egos. Whoever's got to sit on the bench, got to sit on the bench. They need to really, I don't know, stick to, I guess, Chelsea and Brittany being just strict point guards. You know what I mean? Because if Chelsea's not doing it, then who's doing it? Kai's more attack. She's attack. So, but I did hear, the stuff about Lexi Hull from different people, probably after the first 2 or 3 games, and they're like, is Lexi Hull going to get minutes? Is Lexi Hull get minutes? Then suddenly Lexi Hull gets minutes, and then they win the game.
And she got player of the game.
Yeah, and she scored the most points, too.
Yeah.
And it's like, because, is she going to play? Is she going to play? And then I guess we got to see her actually, her development that she's been doing in her time, or maybe just her playing more minutes instead of with her WNBA team. With the Fever, but we got to see her, and I think in this type of setting too, it helps. It's gonna help develop her further. She get, like we said, it's threes, so just as much as, you know, all the complexities of being on a team with like 3 or 4 different top scorers over you. It's just you now on the court. You have to
Right.
make a decision. You have to make a play. So I think we're seeing that. And I like what I've seen from her the last couple games too. So
yeah, I'm glad that we're finally getting some Lexi Holman. She's one of those people that is just so underrated. Like, if you
yeah,
give her the basketball, she's going to produce for you.
right.
So I think that's part of the reason why people were so aggravated that we weren't getting Lexi Hole minutes, especially when we watched Rose BC lose that second game that they could have won. It's like,
Yeah.
put a shooter in. You got one.
I mean, honestly, but I don't know why they weren't trusting her.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'm glad that changed, and I'm also really liking Vinyl. I do wish we would get more Aaliyah Boston minutes. I don't know if that's intentional or if she's kind of sitting back because she does have quite a few veterans on that Vinyl team. So
yeah,
but yeah, I like all the teams together. I'm curious if anybody's gonna stand up and be like, "Yo, trade me,"
right.
or
That'll
if
be
they
funny.
can't, you know what I mean? Because we saw that trade preseason that obviously resulted in Tasha Cloud going over to the Phantom and a couple other people getting moved around. So I'm curious if we'll see another mid-season trade. I did like, however, that we saw earlier this morning, Natisha Heidemann moving from the Phantom to the Laces effective immediately.
Did she?
Yes.
I didn't see that. I haven't even been online or nothing yet. Okay. Wow.
Yes.
So that's news to me. That makes them even better.
Yeah.
What?
So Natisha Heidemann reassigned from Phantom to the Laces effective immediately. So obviously Laces have enough of an injury situation, which is not a good indicator for AT, actually, now that I'm realizing. So
That's right. That's true.
Yeah.
Wow. I
Definitely
hope she's
just
not
realized
like
in real time that
yeah.
AT is gonna be out.
Yeah. That's like that hurts their whole system to me. I mean,
It does.
unless Natisha can move it enough and Kayla can continue to do her thing her
Well,
way.
and luckily, Tish and Kayla just played together in Minnesota, so it's not unfamiliar territory to them. They can vibe together. So it's just going to be whether Natisha is going to work with everybody else. So
yeah.
But
wow.
that
Okay.
squad is tough. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, or maybe good news. I don't know.
That they're going to win the championship?
Yeah, sure, if that's what you think.
Oh no, you said the Lunar Owls are going to win.
I said Lunar.
Okay. No, I don't know. The Laces, if AT's not coming back, and if it's something like bad where she has to kind of work herself back into form, yeah, it's already a wrap.
It might be. If they're moving Natisha effective immediately, AT might be out for a considerable amount of time. Either that or maybe AT is like, that's it, that was enough, I'm done.
Right. Like, I've ran up and down enough.
Yeah.
That collision
I already
was bad.
know she wasn't that big of a fan of being in the TikTok videos.
Not at all.
Probably do anything she could to get out of there besides get injured. So
yeah. Well, I hope, sending prayers out to her. I hope she get well soon. Don't be hurt for this upcoming season.
Yeah, no, and that's another thing that unfortunately a lot of the fans were worried about is this league bumping up so soon to the start of WNBA training camp. Are injuries going to be a factor? Is it going to be something that people say, you know, I don't want to take that time when I need to be recovering and working on my body and my strength, and then exposing myself to the possibility of injuries. So
right.
It's gonna be curious to see how everything plays out with the transition of seasons from the W to Unrivaled after this first season.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad because usually a lot of them would be overseas anyway, playing right now in like Eurobasket or the WNBL. There's some of them over there doing it right now. You know what I mean? So
yes,
it's the same difference to me. I think just financial security at home. You know what I mean? So,
and it seems like Unrivaled, obviously, as we're seeing with Cameron and Sabrina, that they're a little bit more open to kind of those intermittent things of like, okay, yes, I'm in Unrivaled and I'm getting paid by Unrivaled, but I also have to run off and do this for a second because I committed to it in the off season. So obviously they don't get that opportunity when they are overseas. You go overseas in October and you stay overseas until you come back in March. So that there is no flip-flopping back and forth. So that is obviously another advantage to sitting, hanging at home and collecting that Unrivaled check.
Exactly. and then you probably working with the sponsors that Unrivaled has, and then you position yourself to have more sponsors at home as well. Like
Yeah.
a few of them, like the Angels, and you know what I mean. Like, yeah, they
Yeah,
do
and
their
we've
thing
seen
at
more
home.
faces in all the State Farm commercials too. So it
Hmm.
seems like more people are getting recruited to do that. I
I
think we
like
saw
that Juju one.
the Juju one is funny. They're all so
Yeah,
good. I
it's like,
wish
oh, I
we
need some
could
good
do more
Juju.
of those CarMax commercials with Sabrina and Asia, Shanae and Sue. Those ones are hilarious too.
Yeah, it was.
But they gave us the damn same commercial for 7 months, so they're gonna drop a few next time instead of just giving us one all season long.
and Unrivaled already is winning in that department.
Exactly.
With the commercials.
Yeah, everything was so right. Like, I mean, I'm even just kind of reminiscing on the beauty room that they did for Media Day for just a second. Like, that was so cool. I don't know if you saw it. They made a TikTok
I've
where
seen some of the pictures too.
They made a TikTok where they opened the door where the beauty room was going to be, and it was completely bare. And then they bounced a ball in the room and shut the door. And then when they opened the room again, it was all the transition in the TikTok video was the
I
room
didn't see that one.
it was a really cool video. And so then of course they show all the players walking in like, oh my god, this is so cool. And just, I mean, like, way to teach Kathy a lesson on that one, I think.
Yes, definitely. I think so too. I was one of the ones, unfortunately, who, because TikTok was such a huge like amount of space on my phone, because I'm getting real close to that 100
you
and
deleted
whatever.
it.
I deleted it, and then they were like, "Yeah, TikTok's banned." I'm like, "Did it get banned?" Not only TikTok, but then I loaded up CapCut. That's cut. I play this game every now and then. Marvel Snap. That's banned. I'm like, well, damn.
You deleted them, huh?
I didn't delete all of them, but I deleted TikTok. So when I want to get on TikTok, if I want to get on TikTok, which is very, very rare, it has to be something real important. Like I follow 7 people and I have 1 follower. You know what I mean? And I just made the account in like October, I want to say, because somebody begged me, you need a TikTok so you can see the TikToks I'm trying to show you, you know, that type of thing. So I'm like, let me just get this damn app and just put the email in and put something with it. But yeah, to see this stuff, the TikToks, yeah, I will have to just log on like all the way. I think they let you still log on. You just can't download the app yet.
I don't know.
So
I've got the app on my phone, so I wouldn't know.
See, don't delete it. Don't delete it. It's gonna take a second for it to come back.
No, but I see also, unfortunately, people that are getting new phones have realized that they can't download TikTok on their new phones. So I'm like, oh, maybe wait a few more months for that.
Yeah, just wait a while. Don't even turn your phone in. Don't turn it in. Keep the old phone connected to the internet and use the new one.
That's so funny. But yeah, the beauty room, I think I've also seen, was it Chelsea Gray's wife was talking about how they've got childcare before the games, during the games, after the games, like everything is taken care of for them with the Unrivaled stuff. So I just think it's been such an incredible start to what is hopefully a lifelong league.
I hope so. Shout out to the haters, because they hating hard. Oh, it's not gonna let, man. They have all the amenities and things that they need. Why would it not work when what you have set in place, the players already don't have in the big league? You know, and this is a double up from being a big league. All they have to do is double the teams, and then suddenly it's a problem.
And they have their own lockers. Like we have WNBA franchises that have been around since the inception of the WNBA that do not have their own locker rooms. So I don't know how you can hate on that. And also, as a true fan of the game and the players, I don't know where people get like that. Oh, like this league isn't gonna last and all that stuff. And it's like, why would you not want it to?
Right.
Your favorite players get to stay at home. You don't have the life-altering like responsibility of going overseas to make a check, you know. So I don't know. I just think, like you said, the haters.
Then you get to see a lot of your favorites, and then you get to see a lot of players that don't get the minutes, like the Lexi Hulls, like Kate Martin. You know what I mean? Like the players that's up and coming, and you get to see, you know, 2 of the vets like the Fees and Brianna's. But yeah, you get a taste of some of everything. Like, who expected Ray Burrell to be as good as she's been? You know what I mean?
Good. So I love Ray Burrell, and I've also been loving Kate Martin. I know Kate Martin is just like a huge one of those people that people just like love her because she's her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I'm definitely becoming one of those people. Like, I don't really care what team or teams Kate Martin ever plays for. I definitely think
Yeah.
I'm a fan of hers for sure.
Yeah. For life.
Yeah.
Fan for life.
And she's just so easy to like. She's one of those players. She's super good at basketball. It was super cool, obviously, how we all watched her get literally drafted out of the crowd at the WNBA draft. So
Yeah.
just one of those people you just want to root for.
Right. Especially, she's kind of, I guess Caitlin carried more of the like just attention, and
Yeah.
Kate was kind of the under the radar. But I think her time is now, and people paid attention to her since Iowa. So
Yep.
the fans know that, seeing her then, like, they know.
That's so true.
We know.
Yeah, that's so true. And obviously she's going to be, one of the probably franchise faces for the Golden State Valkyries. So she's,
thank God,
literally going down in history. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's going to be cool to see what Kate Martin does with her career. I know
this might
that
be her auditioning now for a starting position. Like, y'all
that's
see
what
what
I'm
I'm doing, right? You see
Well,
me,
and,
coach?
I've seen murmurings on the timeline where in the Ball Knowers group chat, people were like, I don't know if Kate Martin is going to be the number one. And I'm like, I don't know, you guys. Like, Coach Nikasi and her have a really good relationship. People were saying when she got drafted, like, that's supposed to be the whole idea. Is Kate's supposed to be the number one?
Right.
So it's going to be interesting to see how that.
Can't wait to see.
I know.
Can't wait to see, especially what's her name? Maria Conde.
Yes.
The pick that they had that's overseas. She hurt herself though, and I think she's out for all of next season. And it's a few others like Ileana Repair and who else do they have on that team? I thought I knew the roster by heart. It's a few. They have a lot of like good players, but they're also
they have
stashes.
A handful of foreign players.
Yes, they're stashes, so they have to agree to even come over anyway. So that just makes more room for Kate to really have an opportunity, going like directly into potentially a starting role. You know what I mean?
Right. The last thing I want to talk about with Unrivaled was there was kind of a little bit of a controversy, I guess, so to speak, of Sabrina leaving the Phantom to go over to her obligations in Paris Fashion Week. What's your take on all of that?
I would say I'm fine with it. I mean, if you have some obligations like that, like you mentioned earlier, they are able to go take care of their obligations, and it's not like a prioritization rule or something in place.
Right.
Especially if it's helping them get earnings, you know what I mean? Because that's what this league is for. This league is to continue to help them make money. Because think about the players that make $70,000. Like, hell, if I work overtime all year, I make more than they do. You know what I mean? So, and it's just like that's not fair. So, yeah, give them the opportunity to make that type of money, and then also go overdo what they got to do. And then for the Phantom, it helped them get a win. You know what I mean? So, because I don't think Sabrina. I don't know. If I wanted to go back in about that team, they don't fit together.
Right.
It's like they'll have to sacrifice like ego, basically. Like, oh yeah, I know what you can do, Sabrina. I know what you can do, Satu, BG. But one or two of y'all might have to sit down at a time and then stagger. And I think Sabrina is one of the ones who either has to be more of a point guard with them, or just flat out be a scorer and let Satu orchestrate, you know what I mean, the offense like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm fine with her leaving. I ain't mean to go in on you, Phantom. I'm sorry. We love you guys, but I had to break y'all down just a little bit more because y'all should be winning more.
They should be winning more. But no, I agree with you. I am totally okay with her leaving too. And also I thought it was interesting, and I tweeted about this, but Cameron Brink went also. The only reason why people don't have a problem with Cameron Brink leaving is because she's hurt and she's not playing in Unrivaled. But she's still getting paid the same. She's still getting the same investment cut. So why doesn't she need to stay and represent her team and support her team?
That's true.
It's only an issue because Sabrina is actually playing and getting minutes, which Sabrina is technically still hurt also. She had surgery 2 months ago on her thumb.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah,
so she shouldn't
left thumb issue. So she's also hurt. She's just able to play.
Right. Yeah, it don't make sense. And Sabrina's the one that they hate anyway.
Yep.
She got that. She got the 2K cover. Was it the secondary 2K cover?
Uh-huh.
And then she had the 3-point contest with Steph, and it like and she got a shoe.
Oh, and
That
her jersey was for sale in Vegas one time, and people lost their minds over that too.
yeah, like Sabrina is Sabrina, bro. Like she was really kind of Caitlyn before Caitlyn, to be honest. Minus the buildup of having a rival coming into the league with a rival like an Angel or something like that, but she was Caitlyn first.
The only reason why Sabrina wasn't truly Caitlyn before Caitlyn was because
Yeah.
her March Madness experience got robbed from her in 2020 and everybody
yeah.
else that year. Everybody's March Madness experience that year got robbed from them in 2020 because of COVID. So
Yeah.
had Sabrina gotten the opportunity to go to March Madness and potentially see through that path and the opportunities and the what ifs,
Yeah.
she could have very well been as big of a name coming out of that tournament going into the W as Caitlyn, but because the hype died down and everybody was at home and there was no sports going on, how could you be hyped up in that type of environment?
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's true. She
The
so
hype,
she didn't get a
the
chance
hype
to.
for Sabrina literally went like this and then went boom because
Yeah,
of COVID.
it did. And then as soon as she came to the Liberty, like she was getting criticized early
Played 3
on.
games and got hurt. Then the
Yup.
WNBA wouldn't let her do her second year as a rookie year designation, even
Right.
though she requested it.
Right.
So
And then they slept on her and thought that she was trash, and then she carried them to the playoffs.
yep.
You
And
know,
she improved
damn near
her
averaging a
defense.
triple double.
Yep. She plays defense. She has steals now.
Mhm.
She wasn't
Yeah.
getting steals at all. So yeah.
But she made up for it. She made
Not
up for
too much
for
on my
missing it.
girl.
Right, exactly. And she got the championship now, so now what?
Yeah.
She gonna have that
Exactly.
ring, so
And she got a gold medal too. She got a
Exactly.
gold medal and then turned around and won a WNBA championship. So
yes, doubled up. She's
yes.
like, "Oh, y'all still hate me? What y'all go? Did she say that? What are they gonna say now? Did she ever say that?"
Yeah,
They
she
like-
said something along the lines of, because there was a lot of WNBA fans out there who were like, especially when she got the 2K cover, why
Yeah.
is she getting the cover? She has no accolades.
Right.
Now they were like, yeah, well, now they can't say that I've never won anything because I just won a gold medal and a WNBA championship
Right.
3 months of each other. So
Exactly. Which is very rare. It's a very select few players who've done that.
insanely rare.
Probably some of the old heads for sure, like the vets, Lisa Leslie and them and whatnot. And
Well,
then
and it's
coming
interesting
for
because some of the people who say these things about Sabrina are really, really, really big fans of Asia Wilson. But Sabrina actually
Okay.
just put herself in the same category as Asia Wilson, which is
Wilson.
hilarious because look right behind me. I got my
Mhm.
New York Slam magazine and
I
my
see
Asia
it.
Slam magazine.
Right,
here.
and they're like almost parallel too. That's perfect. But I see you got the Liberty up higher.
I got UConn, and then I got actually this one up here. I don't know if it'll show you, but this is a
Liberty.
shout
looks
out
like?
Ben Berry. Ben Berry is the one that sent this to me. This is a New York Liberty postcard with a
Nice.
turning
Okay.
it up with Stewie's signature on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, so you
Yeah.
got you need to put that in a plaque. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. I just had to put it up and out of the way first, but yeah, definitely getting a frame for it for
I
sure.
like your ball wall. I gotta get mine together. Still setting the
Yeah, I
space
just
up.
revamped it. It used to have I used to have Kobe and Mello over here, but
I see Kobe over here.
Kobe,
Rest in
yep.
peace.
Kobe's
Yep, Kobe
right
Day was
here,
yesterday.
and now Mello's up here, and then I got all
Okay.
my W stuff back here. So yeah,
Okay.
thanks for appreciating.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you got Kobe and Melo up there too. Two of my
Yep.
absolute. Well, Kobe's my absolute favorite, like ever, all time NBA. And Melo I'm a huge fan of Melo. I never turn my back on him. Never.
Nope.
No matter what he did.
Love Mello. That's
Yeah.
my guy. Yep, Kobe and Mello are my guys. So yeah, this is my WNBA wall. But everybody loves to say that I hate on Asia, and I just want it on the record. I don't hate Asia. I just hate Asia fans.
Hey, and that's understandable. That's understandable. It's just like
actually really like
LeBron
Asia.
fans or something. Yeah.
And she thinks I don't like her. Also, she has me blocked, but I do like her.
What?
Yeah.
No, Asia.
I do like her, but I just I want to be able to criticize your game. Best in the world.
Yeah, and that's fair. That's fair. That's legal.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can criticize her game.
People are gonna listen to this podcast and be like, "She's a fucking liar."
Yeah, let them talk. Let them talk. You know what you're about, and she's on your wall. Like
she wouldn't be exactly.
She's on your wall.
On my wall if I didn't appreciate her.
Right.
But in closing, God, man, we've been going at this almost an hour now, so thanks so much for being here. But in closing, tell everybody where we can find East Meets West. Got it.
I do it too.
Sixth spot of the year. Tell us all about everything you're doing.
Yeah, I'm doing yes, it's called East Meets West. The long form, if you're looking for it online or on YouTube, rather. At least put in East. I mess up too. Trust. It's a tongue twister. East Meets West. A basketball state of being. You could just put a basketball, and I think it'll pop up. You'll see the logo. I do 6 podcasts a year. That's on Spotify and Apple. East Meets West is actually everywhere. We're on damn Spotify, Apple, iHeart. I actually have to upload the WNBA episode to the podcast platform.
One of your co-hosts from 6th Pod of the Year was also previously on this podcast as well. So
really,
yeah, Mr. Nick Andre.
Oh, let's go. Okay.
Yeah, he was in like episode 3 or 4, something like that. But yeah, at the beginning of the W season, and I actually got to flick him some shit. He said on the recording he thought the Aces were gonna three-peat, and so
yeah, he did.
He was wrong.
He was real strong and proud about that too.
He was wrong. I got
shit. Yeah, but yeah, I love like what he's doing too. He does a lot. He's into a lot. Yeah. He's like nonstop. It's like 5, 6 damn things.
I know. He just tweeted earlier that he was about to do a bunch of podcasts today. So I'm like, I got to get you back on mine so we can talk about how you were wrong.
Right. That'll be fun.
But yeah, thank you so much for coming on today and chatting about
anytime.
W. And
thank you for the invite. I was like shocked. I'm like, Taylor wants me on her show?
Oh.
Yeah, like for real. I'm like, uh-oh.
Well, I appreciate you coming. And this has been another episode of Everyone Watches Women's Sports, the podcast.
Yes,
it's not just statistics, y'all. It's a movement.
Right. And it's the truth.
Bye, y'all. Thanks for listening.